Sarabande phrase E, so here we have this new phrase, 4 measure phrase, R6 syncopation module in the first beat, in the first measure, and the characteristic hemiolia figure in measure 2, 3 of the 4 measure phrase. Sometimes the hemiolia may be ambiguous. What does it mean? We have the first bar, which is our usual bar with the syncopation of the second beat, as you can see, pam, pam. And then we have the phrase with the hemiola, and after this we have the thetic section. So imagine this. So do you remember phrase A, green, red and green? Okay, imagine to put the hemiola here in the middle. So you have the red measure at the beginning, this one, and the green measure at the end. So you have the R6 at the beginning and the thesis arriving here. What's in the middle, it's all projected toward the thesis, and this is a very interesting phrase to make a cadence. For example, to make a strong cadence. In our Sarabande by Johann Sebastian Bach, this one, phrase 1 is built with our rhythm, one of the other rhythms. Phrase 2, and actually the second phrase of each couple of phrases, because in this Sarabande we have 3 couple of phrases. The first couple, the second line is so has the hemiola. Even here, the second couple, the second line, and the third couple, the second line. The hemiola can be ambiguous, so sometimes it cannot be so clear, but it can be recognizable by some elements. For example, let's play line number so this one, the phrase E, this one. Allemand, courant, sarabande, giga, minuet, corrente, passepied, courret, gavotte, lourd. Learn how to compose a Baroque suite with all its dances. Study the compositional techniques of each dance. Analyze the work of the great composers and compose 2 full suites together with me. Discover Suite and Dances, the 3rd level of the Musicus Practicus Baroque Path. Go to this link, explore everything you will learn, and start today with the free levels on the Musicus Practicus Academy free. Then choose the complete path that suits you best and get ready to compose your first Baroque suite as if you had lived in the 18th century. By the fact that we have here this tram, fa, sol, la, fa, la, re. The 5th degree arriving here, and the harmony changes here and here. This is just an appoggiatura. There are 2 appoggiaturas. The structural notes in the top are G, G, and so appoggiatura and appoggiatura, as you can see. Here, in order to make clear the hemiola, you have to play with a little articulation. So it's not totally clear, the hemiola. I mean, we do not have a clear separation between the beats of the hemiola, but we can have it. We can identify some elements of the hemiola. For example, pam, 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 pam. This rhythm, pam, 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 and then pam, 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 and so this line is 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Notice how to enhance the second beat, Bach uses this Niburton, which is, or better, maybe an appoggiatura to D, which is a very dissonant note. To enhance the beat. So here we have something else, actually, because we have another rhythm, which is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, with a syncopation on the second beat, which is more similar to phrase 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, this phrase D, as you can see, but we have in the middle the hemiola. So this kind of phrase, as you can see, can work even with phrase D here and here. The principle is that in the middle there is an hemiola. And a cadence at the end is very useful because the hemiola helps to have a better cadence. So let's write now something according to this time starting with the melody. So let's do in E flat major, this way. Sol, fa, la, la, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, fa, mi, do. Or we can do sol, fa, sol, mi, do, sol, fa, do, ti, ti, do, do, ti. Sol, fa. Let's suppose that we want to arrive to a modulation, to a cadence to C minor, okay? Sol, fa, sol, mi, la, sol, fa, fa, pam, pam, ta, yum, ton. This the rhythm, as you can see, can even be put in the lower voice, in the bass, or spread between the two voices. Like this. Okay? Then in the bass we can have fa, fa. To enhance the second beat, fa, fa, fa. Let's put a tight bass on the second beat, very normal, very regular in the Sarabande. Fa, fa, mi, sol, la, fa, sol, la, re. This way. Then pam, 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 so, pam. This. And it's a very simple example, but the presence of the hemiola is very clear. Then we can put all the ornamentation we like. To make it sound more interesting. But this is the starting point, the structure in the rhythm using partimenti and motions of the bass movements. Now, phrase another one in a minor mode. For example, we are in A minor, re, mi, re, fa, sol, la, re. Let's start with the bass this time. Re, mi, mi, fa, sol, la, fa, sol, or la, fa, sol, la, fa, la, la. This way. It can be like this. Re, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, fa, mi, re, do, re. This way, with 6, 6, 5, sharp, 3, deceptive cadence, 6, 4, 5, 3, and so the hemiola happens this point. Fa, mi, re, and then in the melody we can even put fa, mi, re, do, this diminution, and it's clear that we have an hemiola. Re, this way. Okay, Sarabande phrase F. Here we are at the presence of something even different because we do not have any syncopation at the beginning but only at the end. So pa, tan, 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 yam, taram. Now practice with just the melody. Let's do this in D major. Okay, D major. So, sol, fa, for example, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, 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 mi, fa, mi. I want this, and so the melody can be something like something like this. Even with diminutions. Of course, this is this way. Pam, 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 pam. La, sol, fa, fa, mi. And in the left hand we can put at least the bass. Or yes, pom pom, to make stronger the second beat with this way. And so this is a major version. 6, 4, 5, 3, this way. Or a minor version, let's do it in C minor this time. C minor, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's do something ascending. Re, mi, fa, sol, or re, mi, fa, sol, la, fa, or fa. Let's let's imagine something like this. Re, re, mi, fa, sol, la, fa, fa, la, re, mi, fa, sol, la, or fa, sol, la, fa, fa, la, bum, pa, do, do, do. Even an octave down in the bass. Re, fa, 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 sol, fa, re, or fa, la, fa, sol, this. Re, re, mi, fa, sol, la, la, di, 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 do, la, fa, la. This way, we have this rhythm. And now the last one, Sarabande phrase G. We have 4 major phrases, no syncopation at all. We can even have the case of a no syncopation at all. And we have one dance with no syncopation we'll analyze, this one by Couperin, but let's now compose the phrase pam, pam, pa, tam, tri, rin, tin, ti. Feel the rhythm. Tan, 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 taran, tan, tan. Fa, mi, re, do, re, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. For example, this can be an example in B minor. Te, do, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, mi. Fa, fa, re, la. Or an octave higher. Fa, re. Yes, but the correct notes. Fa, re, la, sol, fa, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, las, fa, mi, re, do, fa, mi, re, do, fa, mi, re, do, or fa, mi, re, do, with a long trill, as you have here, one single note. Fim, pam, pam, fa, re, la, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, mi. For example, okay, and this is a minor version of this Sarabande rhythm. You can even improvise as we have Sarabande, so with the cadence to D major. Fa, re, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, fa, re, or fa, si, re, si, sol, re, do, fa, re, la, fa, re, fa, sol, Wonderful. Then you can even put something else. For example, a fonte, for example, which works very well. Okay, now let's do the last example in major, then we have the time to compose sarabands. Major example in major, it can be C major. Let's stay simple. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re. As you can see, even the most simple melodies can be set over the rhythm. Do, re, mi was the pattern, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re. And in the bass, fa, mi, fa, mi, fa, sol, mi, fa, sol, with the converging cadence. Re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, and then I use the version with the syncopation, the hemiola. The syncopation, I mean the hemiola. Have you noticed it? By the way, we'll have time to analyze other dances and extrapolate the most important and idiomatic elements, and then to compose our sarabande. So practice with this phrasing exercise. We'll do this with the sarabande because there are different rhythms that can work with the sarabande. For the other dances, I show you the reason that you can do the same exercise even by yourself, and then we will compose new pieces with the rhythm that we always have in these tables. You'll have other rhythms even for other dances. And so let's continue our journey together. Every self-respecting Baroque composer wrote at least one suite with their own dances. Think of Bach's French suites, Handel's suite, or harpsichord partitas by other great composers. Composing a suite is a true challenge. Each dance has its own rhythms, phrasing, style, and unique character. And if you don't study how each one works, you risk writing an allemand that sounds like a gavotte, a French courante that feels like a sarabande, or a minuet that turns into a passe-pied. No, no, no! What you need is structure, method, and the right knowledge. That's why I created an entire level on the Musicus Practicus Baroque Path dedicated to composing a complete Baroque suite with all its dances. The dances you'll study include allemande, sarabande, minuet, gavotte, bourrée, French courante, Italian corrente, passe-pied, lourd, French jig, and Italian giga. Each dance is introduced in a carefully structured didactical order, and for every one of them I've designed a target learning method, the most effective one I've used and I use in my one-to-one lessons, which has helped students achieve faster and more solid results. First, we studied the compositional elements of each dance: rhythm, phrasing, and structure. Then we analyzed many real examples from different composers so you can learn directly from them and be inspired by their work. Finally, the active part. We composed 2 full suites together, writing 2 dances for each type, one in B flat major and the other one in B minor, to explore the expressive richness of both major and minor modes. All of these and much more in the 3rd level of the Musicus Practicus Baroque Path, Suite and Dances. Click the link to download the free ebook on suite and dances and to explore the full content. Then get started with the free levels you can find on the Musicus Practicus Academy free. Then choose the complete path that suits you best and get ready to compose your Baroque suite as if you had lived in the 18th century.